Madness. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hyperion Theater, Minnie's Moonlit Madness 2017. I am your host for the evening. You can call me Detective Dylan. Oh yeah, I'm a detective now. It only took 11 years. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all know why we're here. We're here to raise some money for a good cause. Everybody excited to be able to do something charitable with their evening? Fantastic. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to bring out a very special guest who is going to bring out our very special guest for the evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, how about a warm Minnie's Moonlit Madness welcome for the Disneyland ambassador, Mikey Trujillo.
Detective Dylan, thank you very much, sir. We're glad to have you on the case.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone looks great. Well, I'm here to introduce our special guest. This year, with Minnie's Moonlight Madness, we are partnering with the Anaheim Ballet. Now, the Anaheim Ballet has been leading the way in Southern California community arts for over 33 years. And while they share some of the many values that we have at the Disney Resort, in terms of diversity, inspiring others to make a difference, and is always creating happiness, I would much rather have it come from the man himself, who I've had the pleasure of spending the evening with. Please give a warm welcome to the director of the Anaheim Ballet, Larry Rosenberg.
Good to see you. We spent the last hour or so just walking through the park, Mike and myself, and just seeing the happiness is amazing to see what cast members bring to the community. It's always a pleasure to see that in action. And the Anaheim Ballet, we're the resident ballet company for the city of Anaheim. We try to do that in some measure ourselves. We have an outreach program called Step Up, and it's a metaphor for life. And young people that could not afford to dance come, and after school they train. And many of those young trainees go on to become cast members in entertainment here at Disneyland. And for some of them, it's just a matter of saying, well, you know, inside each of us is a prince or a princess. And when you stand a certain way, and when you hold yourself a certain way, you act a certain way, we access nobility. And it doesn't matter what you've seen, how much money you have, or how old you are, where you live, you can show us that nobility in your life. So that is a Step Up program, and I'm deeply grateful to Disneyland and to the committee that helped, and to our cast members that gave us the honor of being your invitee tonight. I want to thank you in advance for the young people that are going to continue to dance, and hopefully they'll bring some happiness to the community as well. Thank you.
Round of applause for yourself. Thank you guys so much. Now, Larry, we have a very special guest who would like to show off her own ballet dance moves.
Yes.
Please, once again, give a warm welcome to our very own Minnie Mouse. How's she doing, Larry? Thank you for joining us. Give it up for Minnie Mouse. And now, on behalf of all of our cast members here at the Disneyland Resort, we are proud, we are honored to present this wonderful donation to your nonprofit organization, Anaheim Ballet.
We're destined people have cameras. Let's not burn this into your memory.
Well, thank you very much, everyone.
How about another round of applause?
Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the evening. Minnie Mouse, fantastic as always.
Oh, Minnie, it's so good to see you. Oh. It is so good to see you, and I'm so excited to get to be a detective this year. Now, I know you probably think that you are the inspiration for me wanting to become a detective. And while you do inspire me to want to be the best detective I can be, I have to be honest, I've wanted to be a detective ever since I was in school. You know what school it was, don't you? Elementary. It wasn't easy going. I mean, my teachers never thought I would ever become a detective. Yeah, they kept telling me I didn't have a clue. But I thought I could be a private detective, of course, you know, because I got really good at following people. It's true, I follow thousands of people now. Facebook and Instagram. I wanted to be a private detective because I thought it meant that I'd never have to get out of bed in the morning. Turns out that's not what they mean by working undercover. Can't unsee that. Now, I had my very first case and I knew. A little uncomfortable, you're a married woman. I'm sure that story's better than any story I'm going to tell today. Oh. So anyway, I want to tell you, I was so excited. I got my first case, and I knew that if I didn't crack the case, I was sure to get the shaft. That's darn right. It was a breaking and entering case, see, and we had a witness. So I got a police sketch artist, Nancy, to come in. Yeah, Nancy drew a sketch of the suspect. But it helped. We actually caught the culprit. And it worked out great. And the client was so happy. They asked me, you know, detective, what can we do? Do you know what we can do to prevent our house from being broken into again? I said, sure, lock the doors. Minnie Mouse, ladies and gentlemen, she has more preparations to do. We're going to find a comfort and give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Always wonderful to see you, my dear. Oh, you're not waving. That's about how well this is going to go too. You've seen this before. Now, I told Minnie about my first case, but I got to tell all of you about the strangest case I ever had to crack. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yesterday, I had a client come into my office. He was covered in fur. That's because outside it was raining cats and dogs, and he had just stepped in a poodle. I was going to give him the brush off, but he brought his own. And when he was done, he was still the strangest looking client I'd ever seen. He wore these red shorts with big yellow buttons, and yellow matching shoes, no shirt, and these big white gloves. And he said he had a case for me. I said I was all ears, but that wasn't true. He was all ears. So I got my notepad. I was going to have to take some notes. I said, well, to start off, I'm going to have to know who you are. Why don't you tell me your name? And in a high-pitched voice, he said, Mickey Mouse. I said, okay. How do you spell that? And he said, M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. What's the case you have for me? He said he was worried about his mice cousins. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, they work for the cable company. I said, oh, do they work in the office? He said, no, They're field mice. I said, what's going on with your field mice cousins? He said, someone had been scooping them up and bopping them on the head. I said, that's Goofy. He said, no, Goofy was in his kitchen. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, he was in there with his sous chef, Dinah. I said, were you a witness to this? He said, no, but someone was in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on his old banjo. I said, that does sound like Goofy, but that's not what I meant. I meant it's strange, because I had a case not too long ago about this very same thing. Apparently there was this little bunny named Foo-Foo, who was caught scooping up field mice and bopping them on the head. You gotta be a real goon to do something like that. Yeah, he used to be a very nice bunny. I don't know what happened, it's like he changed overnight. I guess it's true what they say. Hair one day, goon the next. You're very good. I knew it couldn't be Foo-Foo. He'd gone bye-bye. He was up in Sing Sing. When he was done, he was going to move to Walla Walla, teach people how to cha-cha the music of Duran Duran. That's a no-no. Okay. Mickey said, do you think you can help, Inspector? And I said, Inspector, I don't even know her. Now I knew the suspect couldn't be Foo-Foo. But we did have something to go on. We knew that the suspect was indeed a rabbit. So what we had here was a copycat, or in this case, a copy rabbit. So I had to round up all the rabbit suspects I could find. My first one was, of course, Thumper. Then I realized those field mice weren't being thumped on the head, they were being bopped on the head, so I'd let Thumper go. I found out my next suspect was going to be a rabbit named Peter. But he wasn't so much of a mice bopper as he was a vegetable thief. He kept stealing the vegetables from Mr. McGregor's garden, getting his clothes torn off as he ran home. Oh, he was on a real streak. I brought in Oswald for questioning, but he had an alibi. That was one lucky rabbit. Jessica is always drawn to trouble. Roger kept insisting that he was framed, but I knew he was innocent. So that's when I called in the white rabbit, but I couldn't talk to him very long. He was very late for a very important date. Of course, there was Trix, because, you know, he's a serial offender. Questioning him turned out to be fruitless. And of course, there was Easter. He seemed really happy to be there. He had quite the spring in his step. But man, was he a basket case. So he turned out to be innocent, just as I expected. Then there was this one rabbit who was involved in a rap battle on the night in question. He wasn't even nearby. He was a good 8 miles away. Too obscure? Hang on. Then I figured there was one rabbit it had to be. I mean, of course, it had to be the vicious killer rabbit of Caravana. And I got him in my office and I said, I'm giving you to the count of 3 to tell me where you were. 1, 2, 5, 3. Turns out he did have an alibi. He was busy guarding the terrible black beast of the castle. There were some rabbits I didn't get a chance to talk to. You know, Harvey was nowhere to be seen. Bugs got lost on his way to my office. He should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. And then, of course, Rabbit couldn't even get out of his house. I asked him why over the phone. He said he had poo stuck in his door. I said, that's gross. He said, that's not what I meant, but I hung up on him right then because just then I got who I thought was my rabbit. That's right, I brought in the Energizer Bunny for questioning. Oh, he was nervous. I could hear his heart pounding like a drum. And he kept talking about his alibi, just would keep going and going and going. So finally, that's when forensics came in, and they said the injuries on the field mice were consistent with being bopped on the head with a bass drum mallet. So finally, the Energizer Bunny had to confess to bopping those field mice on the head. And the police arrested the Energizer Bunny. And they charged him with battery. That was by far the strangest case I ever had, but you want something that's mad, some real madness. Are you ready to begin the evening? Alright, that's you we got to work with tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minnie's Moonlit Madness 2017 with the hashtag Minnie's 2017. So, if you were going to be posting any